I know I sense the insurance industry has been slightly slow than other industries on the uptake of this and sort of raising the importance, but you're much closer to this now. So I'm curious to how you see this area in insurance, maybe versus other industries. You know, are we doing a lot right? Are we still doing a lot wrong? What's your thoughts on this?
Well, please feel free to challenge me at any point, because that's what this is all about. When we're talking about, diversity and inclusion, people come in from different perspectives. Okay, so my way of thinking might not be yours, but I did give some thought to this. It's an area that I'm very, very passionate about. But when you think about what are the barriers to implementing, D&I, or as we call it in AGCS, IDB, inclusion, diversity and belonging. It could be, lack of goals and metrics. It could be inadequate training. It could be no buy-in from the leadership. You might have budgetary restrictions. You've got cultural resistance, But actually, I was thinking about this from a different perspective. In order to eliminate the barriers to diversity and inclusion, maybe we need to think about the insurance industry as a whole and how we approach that. And you're thinking about the insurance industry, forgive me, but it is predominantly white male, okay? And if you want to make the insurance industry more diverse, then how do we go about that? So people think, some companies are doing brilliant. Like, look at Aviva. I mean, they have their own, D&I team with its own individual budget. Okay. In AGCS, we're a couple of people permanent, but otherwise it's all voluntary. And it varies. Like, for example, my council in the UK, we usually have numbers of around about 15 volunteers, so we can spread the load. But say APAC, they've got 2, So and they're in the US, they have a different approach, to France, to Germany, and so forth. So again, harmonization is absolutely crucial. Okay, but I think when we're thinking about what are the barriers to D&I think we need to think about the insurance industry itself. It is a very, very conservative industry. Okay, if we were able to change our view of insurance, if we were able to change the mindset of how people think about insurance, maybe that would have a knock-on effect to how we approach diversity and inclusion.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's yeah, you said I could disagree with you. I don't. I absolutely think this is the right way of looking at it. I personally took quite a number of months off for shared parental leave, which I think at the time was sort of viewed as a kind of like, oh, really? You're going to take all that time off? It's like, well yeah, it's important to me. I am who I am because of not just my work, but my personal life and my family balance, and that goes the same for everyone. And I wouldn't be where I am or who I am today without that. And I think the industry needs to be really careful that it doesn't forget these sort of things and embrace like everyone's like even down to flexibility of working, right? Being able to do hybrid, or like I drop off my kids at school or pick them up from school as well. And I have days where I want to do that. Allowing people to do that's gonna really sort of help it. I definitely don't think we're there yet. I think there's so much more that we can be doing on this and really pushing that. It's good that companies like Allianz do have these sort of councils. I was really impressed to hear that you said Aviva had a full-on sort of full-time function who are dedicated to do that.
Council,
right.
Yeah.
I've seen it in other industries as well. When we were looking at the diversity council, we were spending a lot of time with Barclays, who also have that sort of setup.
The banking, they're like leaps and bounds ahead of insurance. They got the money though. Funding makes a huge difference, right?
It does.
But I think one of the things I wanted to talk about was I had a conversation with it happened to be a white male, but a good colleague that I'm good friends with about 6 months ago. And we were chatting about what was coming up for 2023. And they were like, Alice, I'm not disabled. I'm not gay. Thankfully, I've got, 3 healthy children. I've never lost a baby. I just, what value can I offer? None of these subject matters, touch me personally. And I'm like, well, it doesn't, you don't have to be one-legged gay and have had a miscarriage to be part of forwarding inclusion and diversity. You can be an ally.